Okay, so we got our UI, we got our main functionality in there. Now, I want to make this like a lot of the capture flag games. I want to do a first person perspective, and I also want to get the animations going. So I think the best place to start would be to get our first person template stuff into our project. So you saw when we first set this up, you could pick a third person or you could pick, I believe, first person. We can grab that stuff, the first person stuff, and bring it into our third person project. So let's do that. So we're going to go over, we're going to click the add feature or content pack, and we are going to add this first person content right here. Okay, so we can see we got our first person stuff. Now I want to add some animations so that way we have something a little better than what we're given out of the box. So let's go to the marketplace real quick. And this is going to be free stuff. You can use any animations you want. These are actually pretty bad, I think, but they're free, so you get what you pay for, which is nothing. So let's go to Unreal Engine. Let's go to the marketplace. I'll show you what I'm going to use. Let's see. I think it's animation starter. Yeah, animation starter pack. I already own it. We're going to go ahead and add that. That should be free. If it's not, use whatever animation you want. You can find some free stuff. We're just getting very, very, very basic stuff in. So I'm going to add this to the project. We're going to have this capture. If you don't see your project, I got to make sure I name this capture flag. So show all projects. Okay, here's mine. You could say, oh, it's not compatible with 5.3. That's fine. As long as you find a 5 in there, you're good. So the closest one is 5.2. That's fine. We're going to add that to this project. Once again, if you don't have animations, you can find other free ones, buy your own, use Mixamo. There's tons of tutorials on that you could grab. Okay, so we got our animation starter pack. We got our first person. Great. Let's start with getting the... What's the best way to do this? Let's get our animations working. And before we start, I'm going to say that I am not an animation programmer at all. So I may do something that's not acceptable for the professional workplace. The scope of this particular project is not to teach you to be animation programmers or whatever. You're more or less you're learning systems programming. Animation is its own technical art, really, and we're kind of going into that area. We will do some programming, then it's very simple, just getting data. But the part we're about to embark on is not necessarily in my wheelhouse, but I need to give you something because the animations that we have with the Start project are just not going to work for our purpose, and I don't want it to be distracting. So that's my purpose here, is to get something so you can kind of see where it's going. And they're good placeholder animations either way. So let's begin by retargeting. Okay, first off, I'm going to grab the skeleton. That's our skeletal mesh. I want to, let me see, skeleton, find the skeleton. Okay, SK mannequin, that's the skeleton we're going to use. So I'm just going to say SK mannequin, underscore capture the flag, just so I can remember that's the skeleton we're trying to retarget these animations. We got to retarget them because the anim starter pack is targeted to the old UE4 skeleton, and the arms are the new skeleton, and so everything's all mixed match. So we want to get that fixed. We had plain simple. I'm going to use Manny Simple as our main character now. So to do that, you just select them here. These are all stuff that came with the pack. The original game that we started on. That's not us. Or our mesh. Okay, so here I am. I'm with this right here, and I'm just gonna select third person mesh, and I'm gonna do the arrow over, and then that'll get Manny. Simple. So let's see where we're at there. Make sure that went over correct. Okay, and now as you can see, we're the dude. I think the animations look more correct for a male, so that's why we're using a male. Okay, so I'm going to do a practice run here, so make sure I get this right. I'm going to right click. I'm going to find replace skeleton with the CF we made. Okay, and as you can see, it gets all weird. And then we are going to duplicate and retarget. We're going to try that. And it's going to be UE4 to UE5 Manny. And then change that to retargets. Let's try the retarget. All right, open it up. Definitely not perfect here. Let's see. All right, that looks reasonable. I think it'll have to do. Let's grab the rest of these. Ah, that's the problem I had. I must have grabbed the character. Okay. Replace the skeleton with our CF. And then we're going to retarget. We're going to UE4 to UE5. Those should come with your game. Let's change the output folder to retargets. Okay, let's go ahead and start by, I'm going to group. We don't need all of these. All these crouch ones are throwing me off, so I'm going to get rid of them. Change this from hip animations to jog. Okay, I moved all the jog animations over, and I want those hip animations. Let's see. I want the idle rifle hip and the aim space. Drag those into the jog animations. And maybe a better name, capture CF. CF for capture flag. Capture flag animations, that'll be our folder name. Okay. So, one last one we want to get. Jump. Let's see, jump from stand or jump from jog. I don't think it really matters. I'll just grab jump from stand. All right. Boom here. Okay, so in here, we got the aim space. Let's start by making our blend space. So animation. Okay, we want it for our CF skeleton. That's all it was having me select there. So this will be our capture flag, jog, one space. That'll work. Okay, so this is going to represent our basic movement, you know, as we're running around. You know, it's going to blend all our animations together. Let's see how I want to do this. Okay, so for our horizontal, it's going to be our direction. And then for the vertical, it's going to be our speed. You can see it represented here in the graph. The reason I'm not using theirs is because, number one, it has their animations. And since we duplicated and retargeted, we have our own animations. And in fact, to make things even easier, I'm just going to delete all the old ones that are no longer needed. Let's get rid of them. All right. Now go to our blend space. All right, let's start by setting the axis here. Let's do direction first. So horizontal axis will be direction. It's going to be negative 180, positive 180. Vertical axis here will be speed. 0, and then whatever the top speed. I believe it's 600 or so. We're going to put 400 for right now. It's not really going to matter for the demo we're doing, but I just kind of want you to see how this would be set up. Over here, just type in jog. All right, and jog backward is going to go in all the corners. So negative 180, 400. Negative 180, 0. Grabbing the same one for all of them. You can always correct them right here. $180, 400, and then jog forward. Jog forward, jog FWD. It's obviously short for forward. Just 0 that out if you need to. Top that out there if you need to. Jog forward again down here. Now, if we had a full range of animations, that one would be more like a walking, and then it would progress into like a running, but we don't have that. I think the other set where it's the aiming ones, I think might have a walking and then into a running, but we're just trying to slap this together real quick to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Negative 90, 400, and the animation is jog LT for left. Same here. All right, we got negative 90, 400, then it should be a negative 90, 0. Cool. And then jog RT for right. And I think these do look a little weird, but they're the best we get for free. And then the same over here. And the idea would be here, and then if you hold control, you can see how he would move around. And if you had like a progressive speed, it would go, you know, from slower to faster. But we're gonna get some direction in here. Not the best, but it'll work. And I'm holding control and just moving my mouse around. Okay, that's for the jog blend space. Now let's go ahead and do our jump animation. We're gonna simplify what they have. Basically, all we're gonna do is just take that peak jump. So we're gonna go up here. It's like we're peaked at about here. So remove. I just did a right click. Remove frame 0 to 16. Right click again. Move frame 1 to 23. We'll just have one frame. Like I said, it's not supposed to look pretty, but it's going to be the functionality that we care about, and you'll see when it gets in there. So that will be, I want to change this name to jump CF, or even CF jump to be consistent with the other one. All right, so we got our jump. Now we want our aim space. Let's duplicate that. And we'll call this aim down. All right, let's look for the point where he looks down. The frame 20, good enough. Remove 0 to 20. Remove 1 to 67. And this will be an additive. So, and I believe it's mesh space that it needs to be. We can do a single animation frame, and we can pick the idle. Let's see. Idle hip, I believe. I believe that's what I'm going for. Save that. We can always come back and change that. So we got our aim down, and let's duplicate again the aim space hip. Call this aim up. Find it. Oop. Go, remove 0 to 10. Remove 16 to 77. Make it mesh space. Selected animation frame, I think. And then idle rifle. Hip. All right. And then let's do another one. Duplicate. We'll just call it aim. Move frame 1 to 87. Mesh space. Switch to animation frame. Idle hip. Idle rifle hip. Save that. I'm going to make a animation. I'll do that over here. Animation, aim offset. I'm going to use our mannequin CF. CF, aim offset. Okay, for the aim offset, we're going to do a partial implementation just to get us to where we need to be. For the horizontal, we're going to put yaw. We're going to leave it empty because we're not implementing that right now, but we are going to implement the vertical. And the reason we're not is because we're not doing turn in place. We would do that for this, but we're going to have the controller guide the rotation. For the vertical, we're going to do pitch. And the axis values are going to be -90 and +90. The animations we're going to use for the top, they're going to be aim up. I'm just going to slide them over here. Aim down. And there we go. And then aim. There. Get that all zeroed out. 090. Okay. And then for the base, it's going to be the idle rifle hip. And that will have probably already been populated. So you can drag around on here by holding control and then moving your mouse around, and you can see they aim up okay, they aim down. That will allow us to do what we need for now. Like I said, the yaw hasn't been implemented, and that will be different values, but you will not need that for this tutorial.